is Ansu, and I'll be doing grade 11 mathematical literacy. And today, now the topic is data handling section 2. So if you didn't watch section 1, please go and watch it because I did explain quite a few things that I'm going to talk about now. So data handling section 2. In the first section, we got our data and we sorted our data according to the height. So the question I posed in the first question or in the first video was, what is the height tendency of the male and the female population of that group? And after that, I organized my data and I put it in the table, as you can see here. So I can tell you that in this category, less than 1.5 meter, there's 2 females and 1 male. Then I also showed you guys how to take the information to percentages. So in this video, I'm gonna focus on representing the data. So let's see. Now I have my organized data. I have this table that I'm going to use. For the first one, I'm going to do a bar graph. So this is my intervals that I'm going to use. So this on my x-axis distribution. Obviously, you work in percentages, so it's going to be from 0 to 100, or on this case to 60, because there's not more than 50%. Just guys, quick memo, remember the intervals between your axes need to be exactly the same. You can't have 0, 5, and then 20, 15. It needs to follow on each other, and then the interval needs to be the same. There's 10 percentage in between each interval. Then remember where you're going to get your marks. You're going to get your marks for the key, for female and male, and you can get your marks for your 2 axes, that's correct, and your heading, that's correct, and obviously for the graph, that's the correct graph, and for if it represents the correct information. So this is a double bar graph. So we use the information in the previous slide. So we use this information and the distribution, so the intervals and the distribution, to get to this graph, where it's your female, male, female. Oh wait, there's no male, and there you can see your females tend to be between 1.6 meter and 1.69. Your male tend to be between 1.7 meter and 1.79 meters. This is just a representation of a double bar graph. Next is a stack graph. A stack graph is where you had these bars. You're just going to add the bars on top of each other to get a graph where it represents both of the or the whole sample group that you did, the data you used. And now let's just quickly look at a pie chart. Okay, I used the female one first. Do you see your female is 1.6 to 1.69? There's your 50%, that's your largest one. So how did I actually calculate, or how did I calculate to be able to draw this? I had to draw a small line, and then I had to calculate the degrees inside that I need to draw. So I used my 50% as an example. I would say 50 divided by 100 because it's in percentage, multiply by 360 because there's 360 degrees inside the circle, and that will give me 180 degrees. So if I have my first half line, I'll just get from there 180 degrees and draw a straight line to get my first segment. That you do for all of them to calculate your pie chart. So here's just a male pie chart, exactly the same. You also get a sector diagram or a pie chart, a bar to sector diagram. I don't think they will actually ask you to draw this, but they might ask you to understand the data and tell you what this data represents. So let's just quickly look at this. This pie chart, it shows that you had 15 men that you interviewed and 24 women that you interviewed, and from this 24 women, that is their age group that you interviewed. And from this 15 men, that is the age groups that you interviewed. So this part, mm, between 40 and 49 years, it was 13.3%. So this is just another example, but you need to be able to, if I give you this, understand what it tells you and give me an example of, let's say the question might be, how many men were there between 30 and 39 years? Then you will say 73.3%. And then this is a line graph. Guys, just remember, if you have a line graph, this is now a numerical, a continuous line graph, so it can flow easily with each other. And solid lines, this is because the values flow into each other, becomes 1.5007, or it doesn't need to be a solid or a whole number. Remember, guys, if it was a whole number, this would be dotted lines in between with the definite dots giving you the indication of where the whole numbers are supposed to be. Okay, so that was your different types of graphs that you can get. Usually they would ask you a bar graph and a pie chart, and most of the time in mathematical literacy, you always have a line graph. But the line graph, they usually ask with different sections, not usually with the data handling. Data handling is the pie chart, the bar graphs that you're going to use. Now you have your information and you need to summarize your information. So summarizing data, the main method to summarize and analyze the data is you collect it is through the mean, the mode, or the median. So how do you actually calculate each one? Let's just quickly go and have a look. The first measure of center tendency is your mean or your average. So mean equals the sum of all the values in the data set divided by the total number of values in the data set. Important, it can only be calculated if the data is numerical. Remember to always round off to 2 decimals unless they say otherwise, but 2 decimals. So let's just quickly look at the example. I just want to read that formula again. The mean equals the sum of all values in a data set divided by the total number of values in the data set. So here is my data. Do you see I sorted it between female and male? So the sum of all the data set, in other words, you can take 1.45 plus 1.48 plus 1.53. You're going to add all of them up to get to the 39.38 total. So calculate, or here's my example, calculate the mean for these data sets. Your first is your females. That's what I'm going to calculate first. So step 1 is calculate the sum of all the heights for the females. So what I just said, 1.45 plus 1.48 plus 1.53, that's going to give you a total of 39.38. Okay, we calculated. Shot. Next one is step 2. Calculate the mean by saying the number, the total heights, divided by the total number of females in your group. So in this case, there was 25 females in the group, so you get 1.64 meters. The second one, you're going to do the male. Step 1, calculate all of the heights for the males, 1.2 plus 1.65 plus 1.72. So you're going to add all of them up. You're going to get 26.49. Then again, there's 15 of them in the group. So divided by 15, you get a total of 1.77. So in other words, the mean for these data sets, for the females is 1.64 and for the males is 1.77. The next one, measure of central tendency, is the median. So all data values must first be arranged in ascending order. The median in the middle value of the order set. The median is the middle value of the ordered data set. It can only be calculated if the data set is numerical. Do you see again? Only numerical data sets. Odd numbers of data values, the median will fall on a value. Even numbers of the data values, then add the two middle values together and divide it by 2. Let's just quickly look at the example. Okay, so here's my example. Calculate the median for these data sets. Again, here's my information that I use. So step 1 is calculate the middle value for the females first. Do you see the middle value is going to be 12 and 13? Where's 12 and 13? There's 12 and 13. 1.64 and 1.64. In this case, we're lucky it's the same number, but let's just quickly calculate it. So you're going to say 1.64 plus 1.64. You're going to add it together, and then after that, you're going to divide it by 2, and you're going to get your answer of 1.64 meter. So the median for the females is 1.64 meters. The second, the males. Step 1 is calculate the middle value. There's 15. So in other words, 7, number 8 is going to be your median, and then 7 numbers again. So your median is number 8, 1.77 meters. So your median for your females is 1.64, and your median for your males is 1.77 meters. The next one we're going to look at is the mode. So again, it measures the central tendency. The mode is or are the data value that occurs the most frequently in the set. If two values occur most frequently, then the data set is referred to bimodal. It can be determined for both numerical and categorical data. If you have more than one mode that occurs, you always write down both of the modes. So you're going to say if there's 7 green cars and 7 blue cars, you're going to say blue and green is your mode. Okay, let's just quickly look at an example. So here's again, the example is calculate the mode of these data sets or indicate the mode of these data sets. So the first one, you're going to go and you're going to see. Luckily, because they're already in order, it's easy to see where you have the same numbers. Okay, there's 2, there's 3, there's 2, 2, 2. So 1.64 is going to be your mode because that one, it occurs 3 times. Then you do the exact same at the males. Okay, there's 2. Wow, there's only 2 that is the exact same by the males, 1.72. This is how you calculate or determine your mode. Last one that we're going to do is the measure of the spread, your range. The range allow us to explore away from the middle of the data set to see whether the values in the data set are grouped closely together or spread widely apart. How do you calculate your range? You're going to say the highest value minus your lowest value. Let's just quickly look at the example again. So calculate the range of these data sets. Let's first do the females. Step 1, the range is the highest minus the lowest. So your highest one is 1.82. So you're going to say 1.82 minus your lowest one of 1.45, and that's going to be 0.37. Again, you're going to do the males one. The highest one is 2.15 minus the 1.2, you get 0.95. That's your four values that you use. Now you calculated the range, but you don't actually know what this means. So let's just quickly look. Do you see this is 0.37 meters and this is 0.95 meters? In other words, the females are grouped more closely. Their height doesn't vary that much. The height varies with 30 centimeters. Where the males, the boys, they tend to have a more widely spread because it's a meter between the shortest guy and the tallest guy. A meter is quite, well, quite a big difference in height. So this is a very good example of this is grouped closely together and this is grouped more widely spread between the heights. Okay, so comparison between the summarized data. So what I did now was all the data or all the methods that you use to calculate everything, I just went and I put it in a table. So you can actually see the mean is 1.64. Sorry, there's a typing error. The median is 1.64. The mode is 1.64. So for the females, it's all 1.64. The males, 1.77, 1.77, 1.72. So it's a bit below, but it's still almost in the middle. And then you can see your range is 0.37 and 0.95 meter. So which value do you use? I mean, what do you actually do with these values? For which data set do you use which method? So let's just quickly look. When to use the mean, median, or mode. As all three measures the center tendency describe the middle value, basically, of a set of data, you must know when to use the most suitable one. An outliner is a value in a data set that is far away from most of the other values. So outliners skew the data set as it affects the measure of central tendency, thereby resulting in the middle value that is no longer representing the middle of the data set. So let's say, for instance, there's one guy, let's just quickly use this data set. Let's just quickly use this data set. Let's say an outliner it's usually, let's say there was one guy that was 3 meters, just one guy that was 3 meters tall. So obviously just that one person is going to affect the whole mean and your average calculation now, because it's going to make that your average is higher than it's supposed to be because of that one person. So when you have an outliner or outliner value, you're going to use a different method. So let's just quickly look. The three measures of central tendency are best suited for the following types of data set. Look, please look. The mean, the data set that don't have outliners, where your range is in normal perspective, which smaller. The smaller the range, the better the mean can be. The median is data sets that do have outliners. Because what did we actually do? We calculated, or we looked at which value is exactly in the middle. So that's going to give you your middle, your center tendency, even though there might be outliners, even though there might be way amount like 3 meters in your data. Mode is data set that are categorical, or when asked to choose the most popular item. Remember, guys, a mean and a median you can't use for categorical information. So whenever they have numerical information, you can use either one of the three. But when it's categorical, you can only use the mode. And the mode is, or you have to read the question. If the question says calculate the average for this, then you're going to use the mean. When the question says which one is the most popular, mode. If the question says which one is exactly in the middle, median. So this is, you need to calculate all, or you need to know the difference between the three before you can actually calculate anything like that. Thank you very much.